In Jurassic World, we were introduced to the genetically modified dinosaur known as the Indominus Rex. This creature, while non-existent in the fossil record and completely man-made, has proven to be the most devastating and villainous creature of the Jurassic Park franchise. The animal was created with the base genome of the Tyrannosaurus Rex, but was then altered to include DNA from other large theropod dinosaurs such as the Giganotosaurus, Carnotaurus, Rugops, Majungasaurus, and Therizinosaurus, and perhaps most importantly, a good majority of Velociraptor. Essentially, the hybrid was a T-Rex with the attributes of 5 other dinosaurs and a scary bit of Raptor DNA in its genome as well. The animal was bred to be a new attraction for Jurassic World, however, was secretly designed as somewhat of a prototype or test run for InGen's Side Security Division, which was looking to work with military defense. This creature is the deadliest animal we've ever seen to date, and the most interesting part of its biology and life is that the animal was not even fully grown in the movie in which it caused chaos. The Indominus originally would grow up with a sibling identical to it. This pair of creatures were intended for commercial use in the park, but the consumption of one of the animals from the other was an early sign of how vicious this newly designed beast could be. After eating its sibling, the animal was put into its paddock and was fed from a giant rail with slabs of meat, with no social interaction from its handlers or the outside world whatsoever, and led a life sheltered in isolation and knowledge of anything that existed among the outside walls of its prison. When this dinosaur does eventually escape in the film, the first thing it does is systematically go through every dinosaur enclosure in the park and challenge every animal it comes into contact with. This results in the deaths of several park animals, including the iconic scene where Owen and Claire tend to the dying Apatosaurus, who has been savagely torn into and left to die. The image of several dead giant sauropods being feasted upon by gathering birds is all that's left in the wake of the Indominus rampage, and its warpath refuses to be halted until the animal figures out exactly where it is on the food chain. Eventually, the film comes to a pivotal moment where the oldest member of Jurassic World and the only known survivor of the original Jurassic Park attractions, Rexy, the Tyrannosaurus, is drawn into the area the Indominus is causing havoc at on Main Street. These two giant beasts size each other up and begin to viciously tear at one another, and although the Tyrannosaurus appears to have control over the beginning of the fight, the hybrid overpowers it. The Rex is up against an animal that is in essence another T-Rex, but also carrying with it an assortment of other dangerous theropod weapons as well. The claws of the Therizinosaur, the horns and osteoderms of the Carnotaurus, the size of the Giganotosaurus, and the intelligence of the Velociraptor. These weapons, coupled with the power of the Tyrannosaurus' massive bite force, proved to be overwhelming for the earthly titan, and just before the final blow is given to the Rex, the last surviving Velociraptor, Blue, arrives just in time to attack and distract the Indominus, for the Rex to regain its bearings and return the beating it took in the fight. The two dinosaurs savagely brutalize the Indominus and throw it against buildings and impale it on metal rods, biting and slashing their way to victory, in a battle of two real dinosaurs versus the genetic freak that has destroyed their homes. In the final moments of the battle, the massive Mosasaurus grabs the Indominus by the head and drowns it underneath the vast lagoon in which it lives. While killed at the end of Jurassic World, the Indominus was no slouch of a villain, and without a doubt the biggest nightmare InGen had ever created up to that point. The animal, while as large and ferocious as it was on screen, was again not at its maximum size, and was purposefully made to grow larger than the T-Rex in order to boost ticket sales and improve ferocity for future prospects the company may have. This animal would have been 50 feet long when fully grown, which is longer than even the Giganotosaurus size the animal already attributed its large length to. It's unknown what other features it may have earned if it were permitted to live at a more mature age, but the presence of its already high intelligence suggests the animal may have become even more cunning when it reached its full size. This animal caused the entire park to be shut down and was responsible for many deaths of staff as well as animal stock on the island. If the animal had indeed lived through the events of the film, I have no doubt that it would eventually attempt to escape to the mainland, where it would also begin another tale of terror amongst a higher population growth of humans, and cause a greater amount of damage to the civilization that created it. The Indominus went through several different design changes and name variations during its creation, my favorite of which was the Malosaurus, which would have been an obvious halfway point between the Spinosaur and the full realization of the animal we saw during the film. This dinosaur seems far more hellish and brutally built for scares in my opinion, and looks like it may have helped fill in the blanks between the hybridization of the Spinosaurus from Jurassic Park 3 into the completed form of the Indominus in Jurassic World. While I do really enjoy this design, I am quite happy they used the final one as well, because it looks so vastly different from any dinosaur we've seen in the series before. This creature's legacy is one to be long remembered within the Jurassic Park franchise, and one that actually may be far from over. The new film, Fallen Kingdom, has let it slip quite a few times that it will showcase the involvement of something called the Indoraptor, which when paired with the foreshadowing words Vic Hoskins gives us is a scary idea of where the future of Jurassic Park may go. I want to thank each and every one of you for watching this video and hope you enjoyed today's content. If you feel like I've deserved it, I would appreciate the like and hope you consider subscribing so you can see me again. I'll see you all in the next video, and I hope you never forget that if we can only step aside and trust in nature,
life will find a way. That's how it always starts. Then later there's running and screaming.